Dabo's 1-2.
Unranked.
Unranked. Very defensive with the media. I'm sure. I wonder if he did his radio show this week.
I don't know. Did he?
I don't know, but I know some people from Clemson, despite their ACC ties. Clemson is SEC light, and I think some of them may have called in to the good old Paul Feinbaum show.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know a lot of those guys, they do try and get on.
Hold on. Let's try this again. Let's see if we can get old Feinbaum on.
You reached Paul.
How you doing, Paul?
Show. Who we got here?
We got Cletus from Clemson, South Carolina.
Hey, Cletus. First call of the season. It's good to hear from you. How are you doing?
Paul, I could be a lot better.
Go on. Tell me more.
Here at Clemson, we love Dabo Swinney. He's brought us back to glory. We hear what he does. We see what he's done. He talks down to us and say, "Hey, won this conference pretty much every year. 2 national championships. This, that. Trevor Lawrence, he whose name we do not say in Clemson, greatest quarterback in Clemson history, Deshaun Watson." See, I still love Deshaun because I'm from Clemson. I'm a Clemson guy. I don't care what he does in the NFL in his personal time, but let's get to Dabo and what he's not doing in his personal time. Dabo.
Tell us more, Cletus. What was your biggest takeaway about what happened in Atlanta?
Well, Dabo's not spending enough time in Atlanta getting these boys to come to Clemson. He's not working the portal. He's talking about his name, image, and likeness is Jesus Christ. Well, for Christ's sake, Dabo, we need to see Jesus on the field.
So, Cletus, you didn't like his whole spew when he got on TikTok and he was talking about dripping, doing something with his hands and gloves and how that was going to be enough to get guys to want to play at Clemson?
There's a reason why Brian Kelly doesn't coach here. If we wanted one of these new age shapeshifters type of guys who would do anything to get a player, we don't want them. We want guys who want to come to Clemson football and buy in to what it means to be a Clemson Tiger. And Dabo's forgetting that. He's forgetting it. He thinks it's about Dabo. Dabo, we made you.
Well, Cletus, if you remember, I think Dabo was 9-3 last year. And he was somehow able to win the ACC, although terrible conference, obviously. You guys ended up getting 2 teams in the playoffs, and it was all for nothing. They ended up getting, kind of cracked in the first round.
And that's not Clemson football.
Well, Cletus, I guess my question is, do you not see there's being some light at the end of the tunnel for this Clemson season?
If it's not a national championship, no. It's Clemson football. We don't celebrate Taj Boyd and DeAndre Hopkins. We celebrate Deshaun Watson and that boy from Cartersville, Trevor Lawrence.
Well, Cletus, I've got another caller on the line that you'd probably be really good friends with, and his name's Legacy. And I'm sure that if you are that upset, that Legacy's probably a little bit more upset. And they've cleaned up their act their last 2 weeks. But,
thank you for your time, Paul. Hopefully I'll have to call you back this season.
We appreciate it, Cletus.
Not like watching, I'm not really into like alternative adult entertainment.
Yeah.
But there is nothing like seeing Dabo grab his ankles in the city of Atlanta. So fitting.
He does it every year, it feels like, right? And if not in Atlanta, then certainly somewhere on, what would that be? I guess 85 North?
Yeah.
No, it turns into, what does it turn into to get to Charlotte?
I think it's 85 all the way through, ain't it?
Yeah. So, yeah.
Yeah, man.
285, then 85, yeah.
I root against Clemson because I just think Dabo is so into himself and that he thinks he is the program and his way is the way, and not that, hey, there's a way to do things. And some of his off the field commentary leads me to believe certain things about his character. And it's one thing to not want to pay guys because you think they may lose their fight, or it may cause division in the locker room because you have much younger players coming into a new paradigm in college football that we're all learning, while also these guys are rolling into money. And we don't know how much money, we don't know what the market is, right? And we don't want to create an overinflated market that we then have to live up to for
Right.
future recruits. I totally understand that. But when you're just against paying college players and you're against the transfer portal as, like, you know what I mean, as an entity, that's where I begin to question who you are as a human being, because at the end of the day, we're watching young people get money that they would never ever get. You know, these career college players who make six figures while playing, or even 50,000 a year at 18, bro, that's good money. And
Yeah.
if you're against
It's
that,
great money.
and or if you're a coach who can leave, get fired, and go pick up the next job and continue getting checks, but you got kids who are playing for an education or playing to get to the league, whatever the case may be, and you have an issue with them leaving at some point in that process, and you don't want to go get those players because, hey, if he was a Clemson guy, he would be at Clemson. But what if he's good? You know what I mean? Or what if he didn't realize Clemson was the school for him until he got to where he went first and then realized, oh, I like it better over there. I like what they're doing over there. This scheme doesn't work for me. This scheme works so much better, knowing what I know now. It makes you an easy enemy.
Yeah, and that's what I feel like. I feel like for you, it's Dabo is Dabo, and he has his way of doing things. And look, it has worked for what it's worth. Like, it has worked, but he is acting as if things have not changed either. And like all dynasties, they all come falling down. Some of them can rebuild quickly and become that again. Like, obviously, Alabama never really fell off, but there at one point there was a distance of about 3 or 4 years between national championships for Nick Saban.
Yeah.
Even so, like it happens to the best of us, regardless.